Hello, you people in YouTube land. How do you do? We are back at Sentosa, or going to Sentosa, on the train. This express because, like in our last video, I said we are going to visit Fort Siloso. So let's do that. FYI, this was where the giant Merlion statue used to be. Now gone. What's going to be here? We just have to see, I guess. But at the moment, construction, lots of construction going on. I think you have the idea of where I am, but unfortunately I don't. I think I'm lost again. Oh my. Previous adventure, we wanted to come here. Yep, because we were walking along Tanjong Rimau. Yep, we were exploring the natural beauty. Now, let's look at a fort, a pre-World War II fort. Built to protect the harbour, Keppel Harbour. Here it is, I guess. Let's have a look and see what we can see, find what we can find, and know what we can know. In the past, I think this was where they will collect the fee to go to Fort Siloso. Yeah, this place here. Now empty because free admission. At least I hope so. What we could do is we could actually go down that direction. Oh look, some cannons. Okay, so what you can see here most of the time is mainly a fort. This is a real British pre-World War II fort that is still existent, preserved nicely, and you can come in through this way, or alternatively you can go by the other entrance, which is the Sentosa Skywalk. Yeah, so either here, which is the normal entrance, or the Sentosa Skywalk. Here's the entrance to the Skywalk, so let's get here. So when I came here, unfortunately I was told that the lift was out of order, whether I wanted to climb up the stairs or wait for the shuttle bus. So, a word of advice. Yep, if you come to the Skywalk and they tell you the lift is down, out of order, do you want to wait for the shuttle bus? Say yes. Definitely say yes. Say yes to the lift. Say yes to the shuttle. A bit more. Boy, it's windy up here, but look at the view. Yep. Across there is where we were walking previously, when we were walking along Tanjong Rimau. And then this is Sentosa Island. And on the other side there, look at the streets of Singapore. But I must say, the view here is quite worth the climb. Even though I huffed and puffed like a big bad wolf to get up here. And the clouds, as you can see, doesn't look very promising. Looks like it's going to rain very soon. And what we can do is we can zoom in a bit, and in the distance there is actually Semakau landfill, where Singapore deposits all its trash. And then here is Pulau Sebarok, where is the oil storage and refueling center. Unfortunately, the rain is getting a bit heavy, and the visibility is a bit not so good at the moment. So we will try to continue this after the rain stops for a while, maybe. One thing is, you'll notice that it's heavy rain. When the rain doesn't fall down vertically, it falls down diagonally and windy too. So we have now a skywalk that is not possible because of the rain falling from the sky. So it's an impossible skywalk at the moment because of the rain from the sky. Okay, so what we can see from here is Harbourfront. This is the Harbourfront cable car terminal, where the cable car, you can take the cable car from there and brings you all the way into Sentosa. That's one way of getting in. And then once you get in, you can go to another station and take another cable car from here, from there, all the way to here. As you can see, this station here. Yep. So that's how the cable car systems works here. And of course, you have a glass floor. So for those of you who are afraid of heights, don't stand here. And so the rain has passed us by. And if you look in the distance, you can see again Semakau landfill. Then the oil storage area over there in the distance, which is Pulau Sebarok. And then of course the Straits of Singapore. And then of course the southern islands in front of us. The southern islands of Singapore. Because normally people think of Singapore just as the Singapore main island, but there are actually a few smaller islands further out in the Straits of Singapore. And so we are going to start our skywalk. It's a 181 meter walk, 11 stories up in the sky. That's why it's called a skywalk. And that's also why when I was climbing up the stairs, it was such an effort, because I do not normally take stairs. Like I said, I always told you, stairs are my nemesis. Yes, nemesis. Yes, so here is the, oh yeah, you can also take the cable car from Mount Faber. So the cable car from Mount Faber will go from Mount Faber to Harbourfront Tower, and then from Harbourfront Tower to Sentosa. And also, because of the light showers earlier, it actually cooled down the ground, and that released some warm air into the sky, and also caused some of the bigger birds, as you can see here, to actually take off into the sky and fly around, or float around, or glide around. Look at them. I think they're probably some kind of like eagle, or some kind of falcon, or some kind of those kind of predator birds, bigger birds, as the one you normally, not the ones you normally see on the ground in Singapore. And we are walking around here on top of the trees. At the moment, we are actually taller than the hotel that we are at on my left, quite far from the ground. So the place we are at now is the Sentosa Skywalk on Sentosa Island. Sentosa in Malay means peace and tranquility. And formerly, the name of this island was called Pulau Belakang Mati. And if you translate it from Malay, it means island of behind death. Why was it named that? No one's sure about that. But we are now reached Fort Siloso. So one thing really nice about Fort Siloso is, if you like cannons, this is the place to come. You have lots and lots of old cannons, and they display it up for you to see. And of course some old trees and the fort. So the first cannon we see here is the 7-inch RML, or rifle muzzle loaded cannon. These were the cannons that were installed when the fort was first built. Yes, so here all the cannons here are made, most of them are actually replicas of actual cannons, and this one here is one of 3 cannons that were on this fort here. So there was one here on top of the hill, and then 2 more facing the harbor where the surrender chamber is. And over here is one of those storage areas where they used to store the artillery or the shells for the cannons. And look at this metal. Yeah, so around this area here is where they actually keep all the ammunition for the cannon. So these guns were placed in maybe around 1885, and also the reason why they were later phased out was because of their how do I say, their ability to penetrate armor. Yeah, so it wasn't that good at penetrating armor, so that was why they were replaced with more modern guns. And you can see here the cannon. So you're not able to actually load the shells from the back. What you do is you load it from the top there. So that's why you see there's actually a shelf here for you to put a shell while you wait to, and then later, yeah, this type of shells, you'll put that at the front there and load it in, and then you fill it at the back there probably with gunpowder, and then from there you will fire it out, and you would move the platform around and also use these gears to make it go up and down using these levers at the side here, these levers. And right next to here looks like there is a small little area here where maybe it's an office area or maybe a small little command area, because there are windows here. So you don't normally put windows unless people are going to stay there. If it's a storage area, there will just be a door. And nearby you have the 25-pounder howitzer cannon. This one is good because it was a more modern cannon, and it's also versatile, rugged, and mobile. As you can see, you can actually drag it around into other locations. And one thing I also like here is you can actually have a look at how it actually works. You probably sit there, there's actually a seat there for you, and also like wheels for you to make the cannon go up or down. You will turn these wheels, and then you can see here there's actually a cone here, and this is the cannon. Look at that. I suspect this is also a replica, because it'll be too not say expensive, but I mean there's a lot of rain, and then rust, so it'd be not a good idea to put a real one here. But look, okay, so what you do is most likely a tractor or some kind of machine will bring this cannon here. You'll sit down on the seat, and you'll use this cone thing to probably sight and adjust your target or where you want to fire your shell. And you use these levers and wheels to actually make the adjustment. Then you would put the shell in here. It will probably be a quick firing shell. You close it, and then there'll probably be something to ignite the shell, and it will fire. So in theory, that is how it should work. And also one more thing interesting here, look at this. The side here, you have this whole big piece of metal to protect you, and then you also have a hole in the metal sheet for you to actually sight your target. So very interesting. Anyway, so this is our first video at this place, Fort Siloso, and in the past you should be able to see the sea through here, from here, except for now it's covered by jungle, trees, foliage. So in the future, our next video, we will explore more of this fort. There are some underground tunnels that we can visit, some exhibitions, some museum stuff that we can look at. So if you're interested in that, please join me for that. And as per usual, you know what to do. Like, share and subscribe. Yes, you need to support my channel, because if you don't do that, my channel won't be here for much longer. As per usual, besides that, you can also directly support me by supporting me on Patreon or PayPal, or watch some of my old videos. I have lots and lots of food adventure videos. You can actually watch those too. And lastly, but the most important thing, don't forget to join me for my next adventure. I will see you guys around. Bye bye.